Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the weekly reading. Before I start the reading, I'm going to spray myself and the space with my very own clearing spray to kind of remove any dense energies. I'm bathing myself in it. It smells really good and feels good. Okay, so here's the deck, and let's get 8 cards. Okay, so my card's a little off today, but let me go ahead and put them all together so you can see all the lovely images from the Psychic Tarot. Go. Okay, so the first card is Sacrifice. And then we have Universe. The next card is Love Begins. And then we have Spiritual Union, Spiritual Strength, Memories of Love, Awareness, and Accelerated Motion. So interesting reading. See, we have 3 major arcanas, which is, significant energy that we can't ignore. And we also have a beginning and an ending. We actually have two new beginnings here. We have a 1 here, which is the Ace of Cups, and we have 1 which is a Magician. We also have an ending because we have the Universe. So interesting. Give me a moment to look this over. So it does seem like this week they're bringing our attention back. We've kind of for a while, the messages were really persistent about love and romance, and then they kind of shifted on into other things. It seems like now they're bringing our attention back to relationships, back to love. But it seems like, as always, there is something that we have to do in order to help this along. So the first card is Sacrifice. Of course, this is the Hangman in traditional tarot. And this means that when it comes to, your love life, because I'm kind of focusing that we have 3 cards from the suit of water here, you may not be seeing much happening. With the Hangman, you're pretty much you're stuck between the old and the new, and you're not really seeing anything new happening. You're bored and you want to move forward. You want to see a change, but you feel like you're not really seeing much of anything happening. And I feel like, we have an answer here as far as why we're not seeing anything changing. We have Universe, which is a world. And this is the final card in the major arcana. So it seems like we don't realize here with Sacrifice that something is over. It's time for something to come to an end. The Universe, it's something coming to an end, but, it's a very kind of peaceful ending. It means that something has played itself out. And it's just time for you to kind of take this in, perhaps maybe make a decision. It's a very positive card because it means that you're done with something, with a phase in your life or with some karma, and it's time for you to move on to the next chapter. And interesting enough, we have a new beginning right here with the Ace of Cups. So it's time for something to come to an end. For some of you, I feel like this may even be something within you. It's time to let that go. It's time to release it so that you can move on to the next phase in your life. And then we have Love Begins, which is the Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning in your emotions, perhaps a new love interest or rekindling an old relationship. The fact that it is next to the 2 of Cups tells me that this is romantic for many of you. It's romantic. This is a new beginning. So in order for this new beginning in your love life to come in, or, this new partner or kind of mending the relationship, something has to come to an end. For some of you, I feel like if it's, if you're worried about a current relationship, perhaps you have to forgive and forget the past. You have to have maybe a heart-to-heart conversation. You have to let it go. For others who are single, you may need closure as far as past relationships. I can't ignore the fact that we have the past literally right here in the Six of Cups, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So it just seems like, new beginning, happiness, love is here, but it comes after something comes, literally it comes to an end. And before that, you're feeling kind of stuck. Now, the next card is Spiritual Union, which is the Two of Cups. And this is, love. This is romance. This is a very deep connection, especially in this deck, in this depiction of the Two of Cups. It feels almost like a twin flame connection, like you're just connected to someone telepathically. Or some of you, I feel like you may even you may know who this is. You have your eye on someone and you're feeling drawn, you're feeling attracted to this person. Some of you feel, I'm being drawn back to the Hangman, that you can't really go there for some reason. And I feel like some of this is just that something has to come to an end before you can reach this partner. Because literally we have partner is right here, and this is you kind of feeling stuck, and there's some kind of work to do in the middle. Now over here, we have spiritual strength, Nine of Wands. This means that you're thinking about the past. Ironically, it's next to the past. So it just means that this whole reading feels like romance oriented, and it feels like you may be thinking about past hurts, mistakes, decisions that you made that maybe were not for your highest good, or relationships that really hurt you. And they're telling you to lean more on your higher self. This is his higher self kind of holding him up here. So I feel like anywhere where you're feeling threatened, or you're not feeling safe to move forward with your love life or in any other endeavor, they're asking you to remember that you have your higher self supporting you. Because it's next to Memories of Love, which is the Six of Cups, this feels like very much tied to the past. So it could be because we have, kind of romance going on up here with the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. It could be that there's someone from the past that is kind of keeping you in this place of sacrifice. The energy of the Hangman is keeping you stuck. It might even be other issues. It might be just kind of an old relationship that didn't go well, and you haven't quite healed from it. You don't feel safe to move on with a new partner. You're not letting go, and they're telling you that you're a lot stronger than you think you are. So this is kind of the past coming up this week. We have Awareness, which is the Magician, and this is telling you that if you're feeling hopeless with this energy of spiritual strength here and sacrifice, which is a Hangman, they're telling you that you have everything that it takes to kind of remove this energy that is around you, this energy of fear, because you do have a lot of positive things going on here. You have a new beginning, because the universe is an ending, but it's also a new beginning. And then you have another new beginning in romance, and you have kind of love energy here. And the Magician basically knows what he has to do. He knows how to kind of manipulate things around him, and not in a negative way, of course, but he knows that he is kind of creating his own reality. So I feel like this week you can literally kind of change things. You can make magic happen in your life by just kind of realizing that if you make certain decisions, you will see a different outcome. But if you keep making the same decision, or you let fear really overwhelm you, then you will be kind of feeling that energy of the Hangman. So this is just feeling really in control. And then we have Accelerated Motion, which is the Eight of Wands. I found it really interesting that we start the weekly reading with the Hangman. Like I said, this is feeling stuck. This is not seeing any new developments. It just means basically that you're, in this deck, she's not kind of hanging upside down, but literally sometimes, in other decks, we see a figure hanging upside down, and it means that you're stuck there until something changes within you. This is not a card of being stuck. If anything, this is a positive card of being unstuck. This means that after a time of not really seeing anything happen, Hangman, this is Hangman energy. This is what they're talking about. You're set free from this. This is a card of a lot of action, a lot of excitement, and things finally picking up for you after not really seeing any new developments. And because it's next to the Magician here, I feel like they're telling us that this week, if we're really wanting to bring in this excitement, and we're tired of kind of being in this old boring energy where nothing ever changes, there's some decision that you have to make to end things. If only closure, you have to kind of really see yourself as being protected and guided by your higher self, and see yourself as strong. You have to definitely see yourself as in control of your life. If you feel like someone else has control, then that leaves you feeling stuck. So it seems like we have to kind of be on top of things this week. If you can do that, there's a possibility of really kind of setting yourself free and finally allowing these changes to come in. Like I said, in this reading, it does seem to be leaning more towards like relationships, new beginnings, perhaps straightening old relationships, maybe even for some of you, people from the past coming back into your life. But you kind of have to see yourself as capable of making this happen, and kind of forgiving and letting go of the past and seeing yourself as strong. Okay, everyone, this has been your weekly reading. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again soon.